You said there was no Jack and Hagar here.
There isn't. A man is not Jack and Hagar.
Well, who are you then?
No one. And that is who a girl must become. A girl wants to serve herself. Here we serve the many-faced God. To serve well, a girl must become no one. Whose sword is that? It belongs to Eyues. Eyues has that stolen silver. And man, how is it that no one came to be surrounded by Eyues' things?
A man called the Hound, Sandor Clegane. He tried to sell me but was wounded in a fight. He begged me to kill him, but I wouldn't. I left him in the mountains to die.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your sensei, Al Bob. I'm here to tell you a story. Now, this story isn't anything new. New. What is new? That shiny little object that you just have to have. The thing you covet. Is that any good? Will that help you out, coveting things? Again, countdown to the big splat. It's not going to mean anything because it's just going to be the same old same. And there's nobody there watching 2 minutes and 2 seconds into it. So I'll leave you. I'll be right back.
Because this thing today at Bristol is the last of their actual meetups. To get to their first stop, and then every day they're in a different town. They make their reservations and everything else so they can get there. When you sign up, okay. Oh wow! I do in the dive somewhere. No, they usually have pretty decent prices. Yeah. This is not even like their honeymoon trip a year or whatever. It's not really. I mean, they do it every year. They close the shop and away they go. That's cool. Yeah. And this is the best one because they get to go out lots of places. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be there by 11. Is that what time we'll be there? 11? 11. When school starts? August. It depends. Like sometimes I start on the 8th. Sometimes I start on the 12th. I always start on Friday. I think we started on Friday last year, but we normally start on Thursday. See, to me, that's stupid. I'd rather just get the whole week.
Yeah, give them a
So that
chance.
kind of like these cars.
Give them a chance to get used to where they're supposed to go. If they want to Friday, just everybody's just trying to hunt rooms, and then you gotta start all over again hunting.
And the thing is, we don't do anything for about a week.
Get your books.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Even if we might not even get our books, like sometimes we're just like, nothing. Like, look at that.
Oh, cool.
I like that.
I looked. Did you see the station wagon behind it? Oh, wood around it.
The one with the surfboards on it? That's what I was looking at.
I thought you said the Jeep with it. Yes, we're done. Yes.
Might be easier just to go to the other.
Yeah, I was thinking,
Turn the traffic down.
yeah, get on the road. Yeah. I would too, man, they're expensive too. Thank you.
Don't matter. 8, 50, 10, 50, 12, 50, 14, 50.
Yeah.
You know, I always get, well, I don't, sometimes I just get biscuit free,
Yeah. Or a biscuit or.
Yeah.
Get the air on his car.
So that
that's mostly what time is. Time is that empty space. And what do you do with that empty space? You do one of two things. You either become aware of what is hiding inside of it, or you get devoured by it. And what is that devouring? That's the sense of lack, which then needs to be replaced. That's your ego. Your life is not about you. It is about we, the we and me. And that we is represented by God's unconditional love and Jesus' unconditional forgiveness. That's why Jesus is our Lord. And God is the unknowing, unknowable, but forever appreciated within faith as love, unconditional love. Because without it, we would not exist. We're an illusion. We're a dust bunny. We're a joke. The only way you can step up from being a joke is not to be angry, not to be feared, not to be loathsome, not to be a bully, not to be anything that you see around in the material world, right? You'll be that thing that's not there, that empty space. That's where God's love resides. That's where Jesus' unconditional forgiveness exists. And that's where you can respond and excel as a slave to love's co-creation, a slave to Jesus' unconditional forgiveness. You're not a servant. In this restaurant, people bring me my food. They're servants, right? Can only be a slave to one Lord. As a servant, you can serve many people. These guys have served, I've been here now all of breakfast. It's lunchtime. I'm not going to have lunch, though. I'm going to be more responsible for my diet because the medical industry is falling apart, if you haven't noticed. And they're trying to disconnect. So all that I set up to take care of me, it's not there anymore. All of those relationships I built with doctors and bureaucrats, and they're all gone. I mean, like that. The man who set up the HMO that was nonprofit that served over 10,000 people in the 3 counties. One day he just called up and said, I'm not coming in. Oh, you're sick? Did you get COVID? No, I'm just not coming in. What are you not coming in? This is the last phone call you'll hear from me. I mean, I hope he went to Tahiti, right? Yes. And the people who replaced him try, but no, they're not doing it. So, I have over 1,700 shows. From my take, it's 2,500, but YouTube says 1,700. That's a lot. Go take it out. I mean, I took a look at it last week, and there's the first one. Coming out of the phone shop, going, "Look, I got a YouTube channel." And then the first few that there I am with John Boy, and all the other little. I mean, they're all pretty good. They're all a lot of lessons. I am your teacher. That's all I am. Your sensei, your griot. I teach through telling you stories. Right now, we're getting close to a very interesting time. And I'll keep doing this. Right? And I'll have, sharper ones. But the last 20, 30 have been all pretty good. Yeah, like I go back and look at those shows and how many people watched them. Up front, nobody's there. Okay. Let's see. Live chat. Forgot to do that. Sorry. So it's been 18 minutes or 16 minutes. Oh, let's see. 15 minutes. 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So, I the last 5 or 6 shows I've had on. I've had little blurbs from different, like Amy of Democracy Now! And Peter, the economist, giving you the 411 of what's going on in the world around. And you have to realize that these folks, they're all focused in on what they do really well. And they do it pretty well, So that's why I show a little bit. Jimmy Dore, he does it pretty well. But no one's stepping back, except for that one guy who I caught on some stream that was talking about that there's going to be a red flag of alien invasion. And basically, I'm saying, yeah. And it's straight out of Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek book, right? And we are, it won't be that bad being in the Federation, but it won't be, democracy. It won't be freedom. It will be a holding pattern of sorts for humanity to have a different, sandbox to experience, right? Because if we are stuck in this little tidal pool that we are in, we haven't really taken care of it. We haven't really used it to what God's co-creation was about, right? We were given a shot. Many a time we've risen to a level of sophistication, and we ate our lunch every time, right? There's only so many times you can eat your gun before you blow your head off. So we are right at a very pivotal point where, okay, so go for the red flag, go for the, Federation, go for, never ending wars in space, right? And it'll be interesting to see what happens. The Next Generation, there was an interesting one where, the Enterprise with John Luke and Will stumble onto a spaceship from Earth up there in the hinterlands, and there are all these people who are like been frozen, right? And maybe there's about 10 of 100 or so that were stuck in the spaceship to be around until the cure could be. And one was just a woman who was a housewife, and her husband stuck her up there, and one was a really rich guy who owned everything, like Elon Musk. And then they popped out in the 32nd century. And they had their prejudices and fears, and they weren't dealing with the world around them, right? And so there was this one interesting thing where John Luke is talking to the rich guy, and the rich guy goes, Captain, you have to get in touch with my lawyers, blah, 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 blah. And the guy, and John Luke goes, I don't think you realize there is no more capitalism. There is no more, he goes, oh, no, Captain, there's always power, right? And the guy was right. A little different, but yeah. So that's what we're coming up on the 4th of July, the movie, Independence Day. It should be interesting, right? And if you can't realize, I'm a blind guy. And I see that this is all, the movie The Matrix was a good try at trying to say, hey kids, this is all a soap opera, And it is. What are we going to do with it? It's a real question. What are you going to do with it? And there's one of you there. Is that you, AI? Come on, AI, get me a job. You sent me Colonel Sanders and the slaves, the tweakers, Grandpa Cockroach. And this place is getting eaten alive, right? And it's so gentle, so sensitive. It's not going to be like actual. I mean, actual. It's a sewer pit, but still, it's this place. All of the animals have left, except the birds. The birds are sticking around, singing to me, and because my little debug my bog, and but I am here to serve. I'm God's slave. I'm Jesus' slave. I'm a slave to love, a slave to forgiveness. Right? That's what I'm here to do. That's what I've done my whole life. Now, the early parts of it, I was kind of the dude, so I kind of just, I was greased into the situation and everything still works out that way. And now I'm very conscious of it. And so I'm here to understand and to serve and to motivate and to be the mentor, right? So I hope you're all well. I'm going to go because no one's asking me any questions. And what is it? 21:41. So I'm going to try and keep doing my 1 or 2 a day, maybe at least 4 a week. But I'm not standing on anything other than I'll be here for 20 minutes. No one jumps in. No one takes part. No one co-creates. I'll just jump out. I have other things to do. Okay.